Hey guys, welcome to this edition of Adventures in Malibu and Dad. Guys, today we're being a little quiet because we're at the Lynchburg Museum here in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's actually housed in the old courthouse here in Lynchburg. And if you can see the banisters behind us, just a beautiful old building. So let's take a look around and see what we can discover and find today, guys. Thanks for joining us on this tour.
Glad to share the places and the people that we'll meet. Think of the memories we'll have. Exploring hidden history. It's time to hop aboard on the road with Malibu and Dad. On the road with Malibu and Dad.
So guys, we're at the Lynchburg Museum, just on the outside here. You can see that's the magistrate's office there, and courthouse, and this is the old courthouse. Beautiful little building. Unfortunately, it's raining a little bit today. I can't really get out there and show you everything I want to show you on the building, but let's go on in, guys. Check it out. It's a beautiful old courthouse. All right, guys, so when you come in, you're in the main courthouse area here, and you can start your tour from this little section here. It takes you through the history of Lynchburg and its citizens and the culture, and a little bit about even the Indians from back then that were in this area prior to all the settlers coming in. And then it brings you to the history of the frontier town, talks about their tobacco industry, and very informative. I've learned so much just checking out some of the beginnings of this. And then it goes into industry and enterprise. A lot of famous folks. Some of the buildings you'll see. I actually love this old building here. It's actually for sale right now. It used to be a hotel called the Kentucky Hotel in 1816. And they talk about a big part of what, place the city of Lynchburg had with the Civil War, which is huge, which is what, a lot of what I love to do is talk about Civil War stuff, guys. And like I said, Lynchburg was so instrumental in so many things with the Civil War. And here's some surgical tools and the actual sword here, presentation sword, General John McClellan. And this was Major General David Hunter. He was the one who attacked Lynchburg. And this is Lieutenant General Jubal Early. We visited his grave before in some of my other videos, and talks about how he saved Lynchburg. This presentation sword, though, guys, is absolutely amazing. The old Lynchburg money, Confederate currency. Absolutely amazing. And then it goes into more history, some of the enslaved and some of the black history here in Lynchburg. It's very celebrated. And goes on. I can show you some of the old building too here. Look at that chandelier, guys. Isn't that beautiful? And goes on to the rest of the room. Talks about 1870s to 1860s, 1900s, all the way into the history of today. As we go into the back section here. So this would be the back of the front of the courthouse. And it would lead to other rooms, but I wanted to just show you and showcase to you these beautiful stairs and banisters here at this old courthouse. I mean, these are absolutely gorgeous. You don't see this kind of woodwork or staircases anymore. And I think they're worth showing you guys because they are absolutely amazing. This room with the old wood floors and these double case banisters, man, are just unbelievable, and opens up to the rest of the museum. Yeah, let's go take a look and see some of the other things here. Old portraits. And talks about Lynchburg, old Lynchburg sign. Railroad industry, which is huge. Like I said, if you love trains, guys, Lynchburg is your place because there's trains everywhere running through Virginia in this town. Show you some artifacts still around in the old buildings here. These were the terracotta gargoyles that were developed elements of the law buildings designed by William Poindexter and erected in 1881. The law building, which stood at 807 Main Street. Amazing that they still have those here for you to see what's up on that building. Let's start back over here, guys, to the art and artisan area. And, you know, of course, this caught my eye first. These old 1850s pistol, single shot percussion. Look at that thing, guys. Beautiful. Just to see those preserved. There's another one there. It's a 4-barrel pocket pistol made by C. Sharps and Company in Philadelphia, 1853. And we have 2 percussion rifles, one from 1851, one from 1866. Look how beautiful those are. Here's some silver items here by the silversmiths made. Beautiful pieces. Got a little photo there, guys. Beautiful little painting here. This was created by Flavius Joseph Fisher, 1833. Oil on canvas. It's from this area. Showing a little bit of the ironworks produced here in Lynchburg. Very unique. Another beautiful old painting. George Weston Morgan, 1869. This is oil on canvas. It's a gift from the Women's Club to the museum. Another beautiful photo here. Painting is Bedford Gutman's 1869 oil on canvas, a gift to the Women's Club also. The beautiful paintings that you can see here. Very remarkable. Another beautiful painting here. Look at this one here, guys. And this is of Sally Lee Blunt Mayhood in 1864. Portrait of Carrie Davis Mayhood, oil on canvas. Very well done. And let's move over here. And we got some World War II stuff. Talks about Lynchburg and its honorable service. Golden medals here. Purple Heart, Silver Star, Bronze Star. So guys, just amazing history here in Lynchburg about everything. It's just really neat to read, but Civil War in Lynchburg talks a lot about the different generals. John Warwick Daniel, He joined Lynchburg's Company B, 2nd Virginia Cavalry, as a private in March of 1863. Samuel Garland, prominent lawyer here, also high-ranking officer in the Confederacy. Edward Hutter, and Major General Robert E. Rhodes, native of Lynchburg. Had a lot of famous people, guys, from Lynchburg in the Civil War, and so much history. As you go over here, they talk about the Battle of Lynchburg. Surrender at Appomattox. Here's a close-up of General Jubal Early. He was the one who saved Lynchburg. And there was the picture, famous picture of the surrender at Appomattox to General Grant. You see General Grant and Lee and all the officers. And then just below shows a beautiful collection of Civil War memorabilia, shells, old Army Colt. There's an officer's sword here, carried by Lieutenant Joseph Alexander Scott, Company B, Southern Grand, 11th Virginia Volunteer Infantry Regiment. Beautiful to see actual Civil War pieces here. There's an officer's sash and eyeglasses, and officer epaulets of General Jubal Early. That was General Early's epaulets right there. Look at that. Beautiful. Civil War canteen and more shot shells. And it goes to more of the modern World War I uniform. And more memorabilia of the war. Some artifacts there, toiletry kits. Here's the United States, the Great War, talking about Major John James. Kind of neat to see, service flag. And then it goes into more modern day stuff here. Different soldiers. There's a Major Langston Scott Army's uniform. Very nice. That's him there, isn't it? He graduated from Heritage High School. He served as a combat medic, earned his expert field medical badge and rank of staff sergeant. Scott earned his commission in 1999, and he became an officer. Pretty cool. So I love how they document the history of Lynchburg and its soldiers. The flag there, the 11th Virginia Volunteers on the wall. Really neat stuff, guys. Talks about Lynchburg schools, the yearbooks. The old desk here, guys. That's really nicely preserved. Really neat to see. Talking about the early schools of Lynchburg. Some of those old schools are still up. And actually a diploma from Lynchburg High School. That's kind of neat. And it talks about entertainment. Mitchell Davis. This is a acoustic guitar. Love all the old artifacts. So much to read, so much history here. I'm just kind of skimming over, guys. Old sports memorabilia. Yeah, here you can check out the old football stuff, guys. Can you imagine I used to play football with these old helmets? Old leather helmets there. Isn't that crazy? That's what they looked like back then. Man, those guys must have got beat up pretty bad. Talk about some early Lynchburg car racing, Earl Brooks. And baseball. The Lynchburg basketball trophy. Presented at Dunbar High School in 1928. That's pretty cool. Outfit. It's like a morning dress. And there's an old early Girl Scout uniform. Look at that back then, guys. That's pretty different. Huh. And then different products that were made here in Lynchburg. Anywhere from top hats to socks, shoes, you name it. And they talk about local government. So pretty neat. All right, so we're gonna go up. This beautiful staircase. Let my lovely producer and wife, Darlene, lead us up. Man, these things are solid. I didn't even hear it barely crackle or creak. You can see the difference in her size compared to the size of the staircase. It is absolutely massive. Look how pretty the floors are. I'm getting ready to hit the landing here, guys. Look at that. Oh, look at the stairs that go all the way to the third floor level. Holy cow, looks like it goes to the roof. Those are very steep. So pretty. I love the old buildings. Look at that. Wow. Absolutely amazing. I'm glad you guys could be with us on this journey because the historic stuff and the cool things. Oh, so this is what we heard downstairs. This is the clock. Look at this giant clock movement, guys. So we heard this thump, 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 and that's what it was. It's the pendulum. And look at the workings of the clock with the rope. And that is very neat to see something like that. Look how it just rocks, rocks, rocks. Very cool. All right, guys, so we took a corner up here to the upper area. There's a lot of the museum staff offices, but look at this beautiful vantage point here, guys. It actually shows you what it used to look like. It's like back after the Civil War, probably. And this is what it looks like today, guys. Look at this. How cool is that? A little rainy out there. But look at the view difference. Isn't that wild? There's another notable thing here, guys. 1855 wood framing timbers, which is actually, they're just still there for the courthouse, was designed by William Ellison. He was a railroad bridge designer, and framing technique was taken from the railroad construction method in the mid-19th century. I think that's cool how they have a glass cutout. You can actually see the actual framing on the inside of this courthouse. Very cool. All right, so we're gonna go into the Gifford Gallery. And you know, back then, talks about votes for women, women's rights. There's an old outfit. Back in the days, can you imagine? Back then, man, women had to fight to vote. And now they can vote just like everybody else. So times have changed. Part of history. Yeah, look at all the cool old stuff here. The old Ventrola player. That one's in really good shape. Old voting booths. Kind of neat how women are a big part of American history, I mean. And they had to fight to vote, guys. Now we can barely get people even to go out to vote. Probably why we're in the mess we're in. There's a baby crib there. Talking about nursing. Pretty neat. All right, so let me show you a shot of this, guys. It's a little, makes you a little dizzy, kind of scary. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Love that vantage point. You just don't see staircases like that anymore, and that goes all the way up to the attic. Really cool. All right, so we're headed down to the lower level. I'm gonna follow Mama down. All right, guys, so we're gonna head on down to the basement area. Let's check it out. Once again, solid, beautiful hardwood stairs, banisters. Oh, look what it opens up to here, guys. Look at the cannon in the corner and all this beautiful stuff. All right, guys, so as you come down, look at this beautiful old clock here from 1825. Wow. That's beautiful. I had an old neighbor, God rest his soul, Arthur Blanchard, and he got me into old clocks. And he was a clockmaker. Missed that guy. Learned a lot of history from him. Look at this old harp here. Man, is that beautiful or what? 1855. Made of brass and heavily gilded and hand-painted wood. It was made firm by J.T. Brown and Company in London and New York. Wow, it belonged to the Maurice Moore family. That's the early cradle there. And I believe that's the cradle that's known to be haunted. And we'll check that out. If you make a picture of that, you'll save it. Be able to read it later. With the old haunted cradle. Little spinning wheel here, 1800s. So guys, there's a lot of history here you'll find on the bottom about Courthouse Hill, the original downtown. Very amazing stuff. I can't say enough. Take a chance, get on down here and read some of this history. We've visited some of these old homes, and the history here in Lynchburg is, like I said, absolutely amazing. And then, of course, you know me and my Civil War, love for Civil War stuff. Look at the old cannon here. So number 24, 1861. It's an 819 pounder. Beautiful Civil War cannon, guys, sitting down here. I'm glad they're preserving it and taking good care of it. And there it is, 1861, 3-inch ordnance, Ruffalo made the Phoenixville, Pennsylvania in 1861. Made for the Union Army, but in Delhi saw combat during the Civil War. It fired a variety of projectiles, including solid shot canister and explosive shells. About 1910, the federal government gave this cannon and others to the city of Lynchburg to include in the Confederate monument at Miller's Park. Later, these cannons were moved to Fort Early, but their wooden carriages rotted. Both were put in storage, and a group of citizens raised money to buy and reproduce the carriages. I'm glad they preserved them. There you see the U.S. right on the top there. Very pretty. Well preserved. Hopefully for many more years to come. All right, guys, I don't usually do this. This is the men's restroom. But I had to show you this wall along the bathroom here. So you're down underground. I just love the way they incorporate the bathroom with downstairs. You can see the original walls and the piping, which is just amazing. I love the old stone, but it's historical, you know, it's history. And it's neat how they've incorporated it into the bathroom here. Oh, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the canary yellow towel in the bathroom. So, very different.